What will become of us when our time is up? Will there be records of our accomplishments, of our misdeeds? Will it matter 100 years from now? The words we said, the things we did. If you make a bad decision today, how long until it finds you? Can you outrun the consequences of your actions? If you run out of time, do those consequences pass on to the next in line? If time waits for no one, are we not all behind the times? Can you turn back time to get ahead again? Or does it fly too fast for you to catch? Press it too hard, and it may break. Can you take back the time that was stolen from you? If you kill time, do you now have its blood on your hands? What if you're living on borrowed time? If you were guaranteed that the bell would never toll for you, what would you do with all that time? Would you even want it? Could you watch as everyone else's time ticked down while yours stayed frozen? So many questions. So little time. The Circle of the Tipping Hourglass. Assignment, unassigned. Time will tell. All is calm in the basement of Ellen May Rang, lightkeeper and sole caretaker of the Candide Clinic. There are no windows and no lights, except for the soft glow of a few creatures along the wall. If you focus long enough, you can match the pattern of that light to a certain sleeping someone's breath. It is not often that the halls are silent, and it won't last long. The doctor knows she must use these times of peace while she can. Times to rest. In these moments of calm, they remind her that what she does matters, even if it doesn't always feel like it. So many people are able to continue their stories because of her. Their life tells her legacy. Every day more they spend with their partner, their children, their family is a day they thought would be spent in mourning. But instead, they are here. They are alive. And they have been given a little more time. We recollect, as we did at the beginning, with each one of our circle members. What are we doing in this moment of time?
I am staring at the glyph on my hand with the photo of James. Aloof, not like Billie. Not saying anything.
The photo is a normal photo, even if it was taken in odd circumstance.
Is he smiling?
Is he smiling?
I would like to think so.
Then to you, he's smiling. As you look at it a little longer, the glyphs on your hand tingle ever so slightly. They're not particularly visible to the naked eye, perhaps, but you know they're there. You saw them put upon you.
I think Bohdi's, I'm assuming Ellie has like a desk down here or something.
She's got a desk strewn with papers. She's got a little coffee table.
I think he's at the desk and he's just kind of like, I wouldn't say rummaging, but like he's like lifting things and like looking at things on her desk.
What are you looking for?
I don't think necessarily right now he's looking for anything. It's more so what he's looking at, from what happened to him. As he's like looking at all of these things, he's recollecting on what he just did to Naomi. Something he has never done before and wasn't even sure he could do it. But in that moment, he knew he could, so he did. But I think also he didn't know the consequences of it, and now he's living with them. He took a scar, a bleed scar from doing that. His eyes are now completely blacked out. He's looking through this kind of frantically, through all of the things. And he's very sad. Because as he's looking through all of the things and he's looking around the room, he realizes he can no longer see in color. He can only see in black and white.
And as that realization sort of passes you, think about all the things you can't paint anymore.
Yes.
Maybe, at the very least, colors won't change because they're not there.
Sully is hunched over a wastebasket, throwing up. She's so hungover. She's never been so drunk in her life previous to this. And you can, y'all can smell the alcohol on her, and she is, shuddering. She's paler than Bohdi right now. And, just, clutching this trash can with, her light, it's the tether to the planet. And she is, you can kind of hear her crying a little bit, but it's mostly retching, just dry heaving.
In the mixture of a few of those tears, you can feel almost as if the scar is crying with you.
Good.
Just little bits of char, perhaps, coming off in the mixture of those tears, as if even it won't let you forget.
Great. Good deal.
And as you all sit here, after what has occurred, the information you've learned, the things you have discovered or left hanging, Ellie arrives. It's not through the door. It's not the that you usually hear of her skittering down the stairs. All of a sudden, you all sort of feel a rumble. Almost like an earthquake. And as you sort of look around for this source to varying degrees, you see the tanks not quite split, but almost as if visually you were carving a piece out of the center of the tanks. They're not carved. You probably could still feel them there tactilely, but visually it looks as if a hole has just been carved through the center. And it begins to radiate to where even though it's kind of like a black void, it's still moving somehow. And Ellie just steps right through. And the circle closes behind her. And she doesn't notice all of you at first. Circle closes behind her, and she goes straight to the table you're at without even clocking you. And just starts rummaging through papers.
I look up and I haphazardly I don't tip it over, but the trash can is now down on the floor, and I stumble towards her and I collapse on my knees in front of her and I grab at her shirt and I burst into tears, still a little I'm not great right now. And I say, don't ever do that again. Don't ever go again. Where were you? What the fuck was that? Where'd you go? Don't do that again.
You startled her, and she sort of, as you grab and you start crying, she gives a little bit of a, oh, sweetheart, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Why did you wake me up? Why did you make me better? I can't do this anymore, Ellie Mae. Why did you can't leave. You can't be another one that leaves, please.
Oh, darling, it's okay. And she sort of like, kind of like cradles you, comes down to your level, and just sort of cradles you. She's like, you're okay. Just giving you like the child's sort of recognition of, I have no idea why you're upset, but I'm going to say anything in my power to get you to stop crying. She just kind of holds you for a moment.
I am openly, open mouth, snot sobbing.
Roll sense for me.
That's a 2.
As she holds you and you are possibly releasing the emotion that you've had for a long, long time. Her hands are sort of like here almost, and you feel from this one on the corners of your scar a tingling sensation. And you don't know what it is. You just feel a little tingling. And she just continues to cradle you and is like, shh, it's okay.
Jaxxon stands up, looks at Ellie Mae, walks over to her and says, where were you?
Where were all of you? Okay. I'm sensing we've gone through a little bit of a day. What happened on your last assignment? What?
Answer the question.
Okay. And she takes your face in her hands and she's like, it's all right. I'm not leaving you. I don't leave, okay? You're okay.
We couldn't find you. I woke up so many patients. I tried to find you. I tore this place asunder.
That's what Jimmy was talking about. You gave him quite the fright, you know.
It's not my fault I look like this.
No, I suppose it's not.
You woke me up from this. You could have just left me to die. Sorry I freaked out your patients. Where the fuck were you? Answer the question now.
Okay. She's very all of a sudden oh, right. And she sort of, it's probably the most kind of focused you've seen her because she's very all over the place. She's like, I don't know what happened to all of you, but I got called out on an assignment. That's why I wasn't here. What went wrong? What's going on? What happened with...
I didn't know keepers went on assignments.
Well, we don't. It's not an assignment per se. I'm a doctor doctor for Candela. Another circle had an incident, one that explores the Old Fair ruins. They're quite dangerous. And, well, my old circle used to work for Old Fair ruins. That's what we used to do, and so I'm well versed in the type of things that they encounter, and they did not think that they could bring him to me, so...
Him?
Yes, one of their members. Junie. He's their doctor, actually, so... When the doctor goes down, circles tend to freak out a little, so I went to him. That's where I was. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you all would be back that soon, or that you would be that afraid. It was
Ellie,
such a call.
What can you tell us about the Circle of Transgression?
Oh. You mean my old circle? Circle of Transcension?
Transcension.
Well, anything you want, really. I don't understand.
We went to see Naomi.
Oh! Well, I guess I didn't need to get the letter written then. I started writing the letter after you all requested to go and speak with her. But, okay.
There were no names for the Circle of Transcension except for you.
Well, that's odd. Candela keeps very thorough records.
Do you remember anything from your circle?
Well, of course. Well, there were 5 of us. I don't know any of their real names. When you work in certain sections, doing certain things for Candela, you don't give your real identities for safety purposes. So they all went by some sort of code name, and then one of our members died, and when that occurred, the circle sort of broke a little, so they were all separated and sent on their ways. I haven't had contact with them since we split up many years ago.
So what were their code names?
There was Jelly, Crispin, Marsh, Peppermint. We just called them Pepper, though.
And who was it that died?
Oh, Pepper died.
Do you remember how?
It was one of our assignments to Old Fair. We were... I want to say taking some sort of an artifact. Pepper was sort of our archaeologist of the group. They weren't necessarily the most careful when it came to the things that they worked with. That's what some of the others were for. But we were taking artifacts out of a routine space that we were discovering in Old Fair, and they took one that hadn't been fully analyzed yet, and kind of melted. It's a little hard to explain, but yeah. It was a pretty gruesome sight for most of the members, so they sort of split up our circle after that.
Did Pepper happen to be pregnant at the time of her death? Of their death?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Wait, what did you talk with about Naomi then, that the Circle of Transcension came up?
We inquired about the ring that you gave us.
Oh, the Void Ring. Yes.
Yes. Your circle is the one that found it.
Yes.
And we found its owner.
What?
We found its owner.
So we were wondering how your circle got it.
Well, as far as I know, the rest of them aren't deceased. Again, Pepper was in the field, but it wasn't where we found the Void Ring. What do you mean you found its... What happened on your assignment?
Where did you find the Void Ring?
Well, one of the missions that we did for a while in Old Fair, we were sort of... all Old Fair teams tend to be discovery teams, recovery teams, exploration, things like that. Ours was mostly about trying to somewhat discover, but sort of obtain anything as possible, artifacts, relics, things like that, and bring them back to Candela for research. One of the locations we went to was the Unscathed Alley. It's sort of this preserved section of Old Fair. we found the ring in the apothecary down there. There wasn't an owner, though. I mean, there's wraiths, but none of the ones we talked to even knew they were dead.
Interesting.
Ellie, I need you to look at me, okay? We might have done some stupid things on our last assignment. We were looking for a guy named Matthew,
Okay.
and we went to a bar. They were doing illegal stuff at the bar. Just don't tell anybody, okay? Okay. But Jaxxon made a deal with these people
Okay.
in suits.
Okay.
Does any of that sound familiar yet?
Not at all.
They had cursive L's on their cufflinks.
Well, Curse of L would indicate they probably work for Legacy. That's a record keeper group for primacy.
Exactly.
Okay. Why was Legacy involved in... I'm sorry, continue.
Anyways, Jaxxon got himself into a sticky situation with them. And we followed because there's no way we're gonna let a friend go into something unknown like that.
Of course.
And we met this man.
He's not a man.
No, he wasn't. You're right, Bohdi, but his name was Zachariah.
I've heard the name in passing as the owner of Legacy.
He's an Adaxani.
And he's also the owner of the ring.
What? That doesn't make any sense. It was... I guess if he's a phenomena, he could have been an old fair, but it was a long time ago. I mean, my circle ran through the unscathed alley 30 years ago? It was a long time.
Well, if you need the ring back, you gotta ask him.
Oh,
Do you need the ring back?
Please say no.
no.
Okay,
I
good.
guess not. That's a little concerning that a ring of that magnitude is with him.
A
Even
little.
was
We
just
tried everything to stop this man from hurting us.
Well, you're alive.
Alive is a strong word after what we've been through.
He didn't take anyone's memory, did he?
No.
Okay.
But
maybe me. a
What do
little
you
bit.
mean, maybe?
I mean, he took something.
Jaxxon got the full blast of whatever his little lantern does. And then
He
Event of
reached
Dillon.
into my shadow and took from it. He fed on it. But there's nothing that I can't not remember.
You wouldn't be the problem. It would be other people not remembering you. They feed by siphoning life force, so I assume you felt weak or something afterwards.
Oh, most definitely.
He passed out.
Oh.
That's aggressive way to say it.
Well, you spoke with Naomi. Did she have any answers? Oh, okay.
None that's satisfied.
I have this glyph on my hand.
Oh yeah.
You have a glyph on your hand?
Yes. It's supposed to take me to James.
Can you read it?
They have James?
I think so.
Okay, hold on. You found the phenomena owner of an artifact I picked up 30-something years ago. You went to Naomi, who apparently has your friend that you've been searching for. You had your life essence siphoned and are still here to be remembered and tell the tale. What the hell did all of you do? What else happened?
We met with her. And Bohdi did something to her. And I don't know what it was.
You messed with the records keeper of Candela.
I did. She withheld information she shouldn't have.
She's a records keeper.
I don't care.
She had it coming, to be fair.
And she might not be for long.
You made it out safely. Candela probably already knows.
Candela might have James.
Yes. Not.
I need to know what happened that day.
You're gonna already be on their shit list.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. I'm going to state this very clearly to all of you. Candela doesn't like when you mess with their policies, their things, their people. Most of you could be chalked up to phenomenon, if not easily eliminated, removed, erased, whatever you want to call it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. The circle I helped. They'll be a little more advanced. Well, they're young, but the old fellow circles tend to be where you send Candela members that are a little less hard to control, tend to be, I hate to say more capable, but more chaotic. Regardless, I can send you to them. I don't know that they'll help you. I don't know that they'll do anything, but I do know if you stay here, this will be the first place they look. And I would rather not have a fight in my basement.
If they come here, are you gonna be okay?
Lovely question. I don't know.
What if you forget us?
Oh, that's less what I'm worried about. Forgetting you all at least means that you're all safe and I'm all safe. It's not important that I know who you are as long as I know I've helped.
I mean, if Candela comes for you.
They won't kill me. They can't afford to kill me. Might be better if I don't remember where you all are, to be honest.
Then we won't tell.
Jaxxon stands up and says, "It would appear that our assignment is over. And since that is the case, I'm left to pursue the threads of my remaining deal."
Deal? Excuse me?
You see, I made a deal with Naomi.
Lovely.
What is
As-
with you and deals, man?
Deals are the only form of power that I have. Or seem to be. And I made a deal with Naomi that if I brought, who we now know as Zachariah, to her, she would tell me where my parents were.
You made a deal with Naomi to find your parents?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Because I want revenge.
Well, that's a cause I can get behind.
But I'm sick of dealing with Candela.
Do they know something about your parents?
It's hard to say what they know, but it's safe to assume that they know more than I do.
And what do you know?
Nothing. That I was left on the side of the road as a child.
And Naomi was the only person who knew. Supposedly.
Supposedly. But I've got a plan, and I don't know if it'll work. And even if it does, I probably won't make it out. I want to make a deal with Zachariah
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
for the same information,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm willing to offer him transportation to Candela
transportation to Candela.
and the records they keep.
Oh, Ellie, do you have any idea who Zachariah is?
No.
Oh my goodness. But he is the head of Legacy,
Yeah.
so he has
His own records.
and his own power. And we're gonna go in there, waltz up, and make a deal with this big, scary guy that can siphon our shadows. Do you all realize how crazy this sounds?
Not if we play it right.
I don't know if we can play it right.
I can't imagine there's anything he would want more than all of the records he does not possess.
Well, I mean, I don't trust Candela, and Ellie, I don't think we should trust Candela, right?
Probably not.
Okay.
He might have information on James as well. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I think...
But he does. When we dealt with him, he did not deceive us.
No, you're right, but...
You almost died.
I did.
And what makes you think he won't kill you this time?
I have a bad feeling about him, but I will say that you might be right. That he might be the only person that has information about your parents.
I'm not sure that he won't kill me. But I also don't have any other options. And I clearly can't trust Naomi.
Oh, she's gone. Too.
I don't even know if I completed my deal, if she would honor it. But I have dealt with Zachariah once, and he honored his deal.
Did she ever tell you why she wanted Zachariah?
His information.
His information?
To add him to the records.
Ellie, is any of this even making sense? Why would Candela be doing this? Do you have any inclination of why?
No.
No.
Perfect.
I can say if you're determined to go to Zachariah, you could go down to the Unscathed Alley and see if you can learn any information. If it is his ring,
And why was he there?
right, why was he there? What is more about his phenomena? I guess if he's an Adaxani, we might know, but I don't know. Any source of information might be able to help you.
What's
you're
in the
determined.
Unscathed Alley?
It's a preserved section of Old Fair. There's a market. It's directly under Calanus Market, in Groundswell, a few meters away. But when you travel under into the ruins, it's exactly as it was 2 millennia ago. It's beautiful. There's a few things. There's shops. There's butcher places. There's clothing places. We found the ring in the apothecarium. It's the only place in about those 6 blocks radius that isn't preserved anymore. It's broken and shattered and in pieces. We were hoping that the ring could help us get some of the other artifacts out of the alley. When you try to take anything from the alley, it crumbles, it rots, it's like you're taking it out of time from 2 millennia ago to our age, and it just sort of disappears. When we discovered the Void Ring in the apothecarium shop, we had one of our scientists look into it, play with it for a bit, figured out what it did. We thought maybe we could put some artifacts in there, take the ring out, and nothing would crumble, since it into the ring. But like I told you, we could never figure out how to get things back out. So we have no idea if everything is still in there, if it's broken, if it's gone.
How did you get the items in the ring?
Well, so we would use things like cloth. Like we would take cloth from the clothing store and just put it through the hole
And it
of
would
the
just
ring, and
go?
it just goes.
So the items that were larger.
No, we weren't able to use anything large.
Okay.
We wanted to test it on things that seemed important, but not necessarily the most valuable items down there, just in case. So we would use things like fabric that we don't have nowadays. They used a lot of gold lining because of the bleed, or flowers, or
Did
things like
anybody
that.
ever try the ring on?
Oh goodness, no. Goodness, no. we were not that. Our scientist was very good about don't touch the thing. They handled all things like that.
Which one was the scientist?
Our scientist would have been Crispin.
And he's the one who told you how the ring works.
Sort of. Back then there was kind of like more communication between a lot of the circles. So we often would like send it out to places, but Crispin really liked to do things hands-on, so he had sort of a whole laboratory. It's quite cool.
In the apothecary room?
Oh, no. Back up at our chapter house.
So the ring could make it.
Yes, that's what was strange is back when we were still, well, we didn't know that things were going to disappear. The ring was one of the things we had picked up and tried to take with us out of the alley, and it's the only thing that didn't rust or crumble or...
Do things crumble immediately?
Immediately. The second you step out of the range of the block, it's gone. But the ring didn't, and so that's why Crispin studied it and figured out that there was some sort of mechanism inside the ring, so we thought we'd give it a shot.
Ellie, how did you get in the basement?
Oh, you mean...
You didn't take the stairs.
No. Well, I can sort of... step through things?
Since when?
Well, I don't usually tell my circles unless they need it.
How far can you go?
The longest I would have tried would have been up from the old fair ruins.
This is all too much. I feel like everybody's lying to me, and I feel like there's new things popping left and right, and I can't. I'm gonna run up the stairs.
Okay.
Oh shit.
And I'm like trying to hold it together, but you can hear me kind of going as I run up the stairs.
And
I'm gone.
we'll come back to you.
Okay.
She's sort of like, oh, shoot.
I'd like to know where the ring came from.
Yeah, I'm interested in finding out as much information as we can before reconvening with Zachariah, just to make sure, we're as armored as we can be.
Okay.
But we should get Billie, I think.
Yeah, we'll find Billie and we'll head to the alley.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I'll give you the spot underground that Shatter and Shape is at, and they can take you there. Good luck. If I end up not remembering you all, it's been lovely to serve you. I hope I see you again.
Thanks, Ellie.
Bye.
And she sort of like pulls you aside for a second. You guys can go up the stairs. She sort of pulls you aside. She's like, "Are you okay?"
Do you know that Eddie's alive?
Oh, sweetheart.
He's still out there. He's probably killed so many people.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's him anymore.
I don't know that answer.
Nobody's killed him. Nobody's taken him down. And I've just been fucking around here. He's the reason for everything. For all of this. I don't know what to do.
She takes her hand and she sort of gestures like she wants to put it on your scar.
I let her.
She puts her hand on your scar. She sort of like, close Close your eyes for me. This is gonna hurt. And she, from what you feel with your eyes closed, is like a hand pushes into your eye, and goes through the eye itself, back through the muscle and the bone. And it, like, very ever so slightly, like, touches your brain, as if you're having, like, brain surgery, and you can feel
Cool.
every piece of this. And in the mixture of that sort of pain and weirdness of having somebody dig their hand inside of your head when you barely let people touch you, is... What is it?
It feels like the night it happened a little bit. It feels familiar in that way. But it also, it's like I'm dissociating, like my soul is like 3 feet from my body, so I can feel it, but it's more like I'm watching it.
Roll strike.
Oh,
What?
I have a 4.
You begin to feel like you felt when he pinned you down. As if, like, your arms can't go against the force. And that sort of outside view is a mixture of, like, knowing you're trying to fight physically, knowing that this woman should not be able to overpower you. Roll control.
That's a 3.
You begin to see the event in its full glory. There is no inclination that this isn't real. You are just there again. With every soldier, every person he takes down, one by one, until he gets to you. Every moment, every feeling, every sight, every sound. And you're not there once, you're there again, and it restarts. Every time, right before you say his name, it restarts again and again and again and again. And then at the very end, when you think it's never going to stop, you get to say his name.
Eddie.
And the recognition comes to his eyes. The face that he had before all of this went down begins to return. It almost fizzles off of him, like it was drawn on with crayon. And there's a smile underneath it. And you come back immediately. I need you to take 2 body for me. And with that coming back, you drop a bit to the floor. And she doesn't come down to cradle you this time. I told you it would hurt.
I look up at her. Why did you do that to me? Why did I need to see that again? I know what happened. I didn't need that. What the fuck? Is it gone?
It's gone.
I rush around the room looking for a reflective surface.
You can find one in something glass, like the tank.
I see. Is it just this one, or is this one?
Just this one.
Okay, great.
It's not the secondary.
Okay. I look back at her. This doesn't change what it did.
No, it doesn't.
But I can see myself again.
It's not solely superficial. You won't have much eyesight back in that eye, but healing. If you meet him, I hope it's different this time.
You and me both.
It won't stay forever. It'll come back. It shouldn't come back the same. There's no real telling how. I don't have control over that. But it should hurt a little less.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I kiss her on the forehead and I follow everyone out.
You run out front to the familiar, oddly colored walls. And they would normally make you smile, but they're not going to today. And there's just sort of a lot of things that are hitting you all at once, or at least very quickly. A mixture of people not telling you things to things that you thought were true being either lies or at least mysteries, and so abruptly handed an answer as if you haven't been searching for years
Yes.
to find one.
I'm like leaning against the wall, like kind of, I'm falling down, and I'm sitting now. I'm just kind of like curled up. And I'm thinking of Zachariah and Bohdi and Jaxxon and Sully and Ellie, and everything is just going through me all at once, and then it just hits me, and James. And that's the only thing I can see is James, and it's just repeating in my head that moment of like, where did he go? Where did he go? He was the only thing that could keep me stable. Where did he go?
And the glyph begins to burn.
I'm like rubbing it, and I'm holding onto my arm.
Roll sense.
Okay.
Roll control.
Oh.
4.
Do you want to go?
Do I want to go? To James? Yes, it's all I've wanted for like the last year. It's all I've wanted is to know where he's at.
Right now?
I kind of want to wait for somebody to come with me.
You rolled a 4. You have enough control to wait if you want to wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
There is a moment of recognizing that it's trying to take you. And you're able to hold it at least for a moment.
Okay, my hand is up in a fist, and I'm like holding my arm because I know it's gonna take me like the second I let go.
And I'll let you two come out to see Billie. You need.
I just say, Billie, what's wrong?
The sigil. It's gonna take me. It's gonna take me to James. I have no idea where he's at, but I need you guys to come with me.
Well, Sully's not here yet.
Can somebody go get her?
How long can you wait?
I don't think I can wait
Roll
much
control.
longer.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
You see a light begin to form on the edge of her shoes. And it's very quickly crawling up the sides of her legs. One more time, roll control for me.
I got 2 6s.
I'm gonna give you 2 options.
oh wow.
If you choose the first one, you can wait for Sully to return.
And then everybody would come with me.
That's not what I said.
Oh.
I said you can
We'll
wait
all
for
be
Sully to
lost.
return if you choose the first one. If you choose the second one, it's going to take you. But you can tell them where you went.
Tell them where I'm going.
Okay. Before you can even finish your sentence to Bohdi, the light engulfs you in like lines, not like a big shade of light. It's like lines spiral around you, and you are gone from this space. We will come back to you.
What was that?
Heck if I know.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
At that moment,
Where's Billie? What the hell? What's going on?
She got taken.
Yeah.
By whom? You didn't stop it?
I couldn't.
Wait, what did you want us to do?
What do you mean she got taken? Is she get picked up in a car?
Beams of light came out of the ground, swirled around her, and then when they were gone, she was gone.
Well, I apologize. That seems significantly more difficult to prevent. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Right.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant she got picked up like by a stranger in a car. That's my apologies. Where'd she go? Do we know?
I don't know why everyone keeps asking me that.
You are.
I don't know where she went.
You seem to know a lot about you know the most about the spooky stuff here. I'll be honest with you.
Yes, but I don't know about that spooky stuff. Suggest we go and see the other circle and try to figure out maybe if they might know. Because Ellie said that they are a recovery team. Maybe they have information that could help us find Billie as well as our other query.
Does my face look different to you?
you can tell visually that it's not there anymore, like on a physical sense. You can see like a soft, warm, gentle, almost like sparkling outline of where it was. That is very clearly not physically seen to other people. But you can see, like, and it's ever so slightly, like, smaller than it was before.
What did you do?
Well, I didn't do anything. Ellie Mae kind of poked my brain and fucked around in there. I don't know, and all of a sudden it doesn't look like it did before.
Well, it's different, but it's kind of still the same.
I had a feeling you would say something like that. But that's okay. I recognize myself again, so.
Do I look different?
Yeah, but it's not bad.
I feel different.
You did something different. But I don't think it's anything too scary.
I wouldn't say that.
I've seen scarier things. You're not too bad.
What if it happens again? What if I do it to one of you?
Do you want to do it to one of us?
No.
Then I don't think you will. I think you have more power over it than what you believe to be true in yourself. I know men and women that have done unspeakable things that they never thought would be part of who they are, and now it is. But I think you're someone that's stronger than anything that could be thrown at you. You've done this longer than anyone I know, and you're still you. I don't see why that would make anything different.
I like that answer.
Well, thanks. I worked hard on it, and I meant it.
I don't see color anymore.
Oh, damn. That's because of your eyes? Are they different now?
It happened right after I did what I did.
Well, maybe we can talk to Ellie Mae about it. If she can kind of fix my eye and my face, maybe she can kind of fix your ability to see color. If you want to.
Maybe, but I don't know if she can. Because for you, it looks like she just masked it.
Well, if we do end up making a deal with Zachariah of sorts, maybe he can do something about it. I'm not sure where I stand on all of that business, but...
I know where I stand.
Well, that's good. You should stick to that, because I don't like being wishy-washy about this shit.
We should go.
You are engulfed by this light. Doesn't feel any which way. It's not cold or warm or painful or anything. It's just kind of light. You do feel a little bit like you're not touching the ground anymore. But it's less of flying or floating and more like you're kind of in a liminal space. It's a moment. Your glyphs are sort of radiating out with this light, almost like connecting to the one that's around you. And they begin to fizzle as the light also comes down. And you start to sort of check your surroundings, and you see a living room. There is like a really nice carpet on the floor, a fireplace that's lit and going. There's there's no windows, but there's a small table with a placemat, a little vase and flowers, and there's a rocking chair by the fire with someone sitting in it.
My heart, like, drops into my stomach, and I feel both a sense of, like, excitement. Like, this is the moment that I have been waiting for so long. But at the same time, there's, like, a sadness that's coming up that I didn't know was there. And I don't know why I feel sad now. But I walk up to the figure knowing that this is probably James. And I reach a hand out. I go to say, James?
Do you touch him?
Yes.
Take a point of bleed.
Ooh. I get a scar!
Oh! Before the face can turn to you, there is a feeling of tiny particles, like grain or sand, and they rush. Feels physically like it jars under your fingernail, and it rushes through the veins in your arm, and it gets to your heart, and it spreads, and your eyes sort of roll backwards.
Like a dusty feeling in my heart? Like a dry?
Like pierce or a puncture,
Ooh.
but of something that, when it makes impact, versus it's when it hits, and it just sort of,
I'm like, I go back.
and you pass out. We'll come back to you. You enter into kind of what seems like a rocky cavern. It is a little slick. It's a little wet. It is rocks and sort of crumbling pathways and things like that. But there's a very clearly designated little, like, tide marker on one of the stones down a certain pathway to indicate you should go that direction. As you continue to travel, you eventually come across this little, like, open clearing where you can see some flickering lights. As you open into the space, you see what is a makeshift campsite of sorts. There's maybe a tent or two and a bunch of lamps, flickering lanterns everywhere. There is a person lying on the floor, a blanket or two under them, a blanket over them, just sort of like eyes closed in that position. There is two people somewhat towards the entrance as you walk in that are sort of chatting with each other. There's another one that is by this laying down individual side, sort of tending to them. There is one that is sitting down with a bunch of papers in front of them, sort of scrawling notes. And there's one that is up against a cavern wall, just eyes closed in silence. And as you guys enter, the two that were chatting towards the entrance immediately, one pulls an axe, and the other kind of gets into this, like, interesting position where his, like, hands are out, and they just sort of stare at you as you enter.
I raise my hands up.
I mimic the guy with his hands out.
Don't take me offensive. We're all good. We're all good. Hi. We're the Circle of the Tipping Hourglass. We work with Ellie Mae.
And the guy puts his hand down. The axe dude is still like, the guy who put his hands down sort of walks up to you right away. He's just sort of like, Ellie Mae sent you? Why?
Well, we're hoping you can help us out with what we kind of have going on. Just if you have any information about what we've been seeking. Is everyone all right? Do you guys need any help while we're here?
Are you a doctor?
Well, I'm a soldier. I can kind of scrap up some help if, I don't know.
Yeah, you look like one.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a compliment, don't worry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Can spot one across the room. It's kind of our thing. Well, I'm Tiger. It's good to meet
Tiger?
y'all.
Tiger,
Yeah.
Like the animal?
Yeah.
as opposed to
I'm Sully.
Jaxxon.
Bohdi.
Okay. Good to meet y'all. I assume she told you about Junie and all that jazz.
Yeah, we heard about that. Sorry. What exactly happened?
We were on one of our routines, and we were trying to go, one of our bridges broke, so we had tried to cross sort of this open, I don't know what you call it, cavern, ravine, whatever you want to call it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we had made a plank bridge. While we were going through, something came up, smashed it, and
Something. Phenomenon?
yeah, some
Did
sort
you
of
see what it
phenomenon.
was?
Not much. I was in the front. Crescent was in the back. They might know. Isla was in the back as well, but she kind of passed out. I'm not really sure, her mind shit or whatever. But me and Walter and Q were all ahead of them, so we don't really know what happened. It was just the other three in the back.
How
Sorry
many
that
of you
happened.
are there?
Oh, there's 6 of us.
That's large.
Oh, that's the standard size for any team that works in Old Fair.
Why is that?
Well, generally, they like to make sure we are prepared for anything, so to speak. So they give a lot of muscle, they give a lot of, tinkery people. Always give us a doctor, but you can see what happened to ours. And they usually send in some freaks too, so that way it's, you got all the mind stuff happening as well. Cover all your bases with bleed.
Makes sense.
That's smart.
And I'm assuming Isla is one of your freaks.
Yeah, Isla does most of the mind things. Q is our other one. They're sort of, well, I can't really explain it. You'd have to ask Q about what they do. But Crescent and I are the muscle. Walter's our archaeologist. And Judy was the doctor.
Can I talk to Isla?
Yeah, she's over there. And he points to the girl that is eyes closed against the wall.
I'll walk over toward her.
Okay.
I go to speak. I look for Walter.
Walter's over there with them papers. You can go down there and talk to him. This is Crescent. They don't talk.
Is Junie awake?
Nah, Junie's been unconscious since Ellie left. Well, kinda since he was knocked out, but since Ellie left, he's been stable at least. We just kinda wait from here, which she told us.
Fair enough.
Yeah, talk to whoever you need. I don't know why you're here, but I guess it don't matter if you're members of Candela. Just know if you fuck shit up, I fuck you up. That's kind of how this circle works.
Understood.
All right.
Thank you.
Let me know if you need anything. And if you come in this area should be safe. That's why we brought Junie here. We cleared it out a little bit ago. But you come into contact with anything or, even simple things like a snake or some shit, just tell me. I don't need more people on my floor. All right? All right. And he walks back away from.
I walk over to Walter and I say, "You must be Walter."
And he sort of goes,
Yes, I'm Walter. What do you want?
Hate to disturb your work, sir.
So do I.
But do you know anything about void rings?
and he just sort of sits there for a second. He's like,
I know of a void ring. There was one found. 32, 34. I'm not good with dates. There was one found a long time ago, unscathed alley by the Circle of Transcension, in the apothecarium, and then it was removed and kept in Ellen May Ring's belongings.
Not anymore, it's not.
that's unfortunate. Where is it?
It is on the right hand of an Adaxani.
Oh, I see.
One moment. Got it. Thank you.
Got what?
I log it all. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Mm.
Do you know anything about Adaxani?
Of course. 1 second. Adaxani are humanoid creatures that are a gray tone to the skin. They resemble people. They siphon life energy in exchange for memory of the individual they siphon from, of those other people that would know them. Individuals begin to feel weak, sometimes restless, and sometimes irritable, depending on the amount of life force that is siphoned from them. It is not usually done in extreme amounts. Most Adaxani live their everyday life among other humanoid figures or things that they can steal shadow from. They steal in little bits and pieces, and that is where the terminology that we sometimes hear from the everyday person, things like, oh, I am feeling tired, let me sit down. That is where we hear those things from, because the Adaxani are siphoning life force in small bits and make you feel weak and fragile.
How long do they live?
Adaxani can often live for long periods of time, as they only need life force to sustain them. And as long as they are getting life force in some way, shape, or form, we only have the way with the, and he like takes a second, and he's like, and it's like he's erasing something in his head, and then he's like, we only have the way that we have on record, which is siphoning the life force through the shadows. So theoretically, we don't know how long they live because we do not have many interactions with their species or their kinds. And remember to tell the tale, haha, because we live to tell the tale, we just don't remember. But remember to tell the tale
So we don't technically know, but in theory, as long as they are fed, they can live.
Last question, Walter. I don't want to overload you, your circuits. Do they have any weaknesses?
We do not have much contact or interaction with Agnes. Weaknesses are relatively unknown, except for the fact that if they feed through shadow, then, in theory, the less shadow, the less access they have to feeding. So, in theory, I suppose, not much of a theory, man, but in theory, I suppose, if you can eliminate all shadow from their spaces permanently, you could probably kill one, depending on how long it would take, or trap one, or, I don't know, use light to stop it for a moment. Most likely, things about getting rid of shadow.
Thank you so much, sir.
Of course. Who are you?
My name's Jaxxon. I'm a bleed expert from the 4th Pharaohs.
Excellent. Why are you here? I don't care.
Oh.
And then he just sort of like logs it in his brain and then goes back to his papers.
Sully, something looks different about you.
My physical appearance did change.
What happened?
Ellie took my masked my scar. I don't know. Apparently, it's still there, coded according to Bohdi. But
Can Bohdi see it?
I don't know what Bohdi can see anymore. Apparently, not colored. So that's. Don't tell him I told you that. That's kind of personal information. I kind of feel bad for divulging that. Sorry.
Put that on me.
Sorry. Anyway, my face is different now, and I'm not really sure what Ellie Mae did to me, but I guess it was a comfort thing, and now I don't look like shit happened to me as much.
Can you feel it?
A little. It's like it's there, but it's not as it's not as painful.
Well, that's good. I think.
Yeah, I mean, also apparently it's not a permanent fix, so don't get used to this.
I won't. Well, that's great.
Thanks.
So, I just talked to Walter.
Right.
I asked him about the void ring. He's a pretty weird dude.
Sure.
So, if you're gonna talk to him, just.
It sounded like a calculator.
Or could you hear a little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah, it basically.
His voice carries.
So, Agnes, they can live for what seems maybe like indefinite amounts of time.
Oh, perfect.
As long as they have a food source, which is the shadows. And I asked him if they had any weaknesses, to which he replied sporadically that if we can eliminate shadow from the environment of the Agnes, then it might weaken, it might be able to starve it, or at least like decrease its power a little bit, fatigue it. But that's all I got.
Well, that's helpful. It's more than literally anyone else has ever told us ever.
Yeah,
so
you're so right.
thanks, Walter. Well,
I think Bohdi went to search for Isla.
all right, let's catch up with Bohdi then, because
Okay.
Isla will have something to say. Sure.
You go to Isla.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you a freak? Sorry to catch you off guard, but that's what the animal man said.
Oh, tiger.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe I am.
How?
Hello. And you hear it ring through your brain.
Ooh.
But do I see her mouth open?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course.
First thing that comes to mind, you passed out recently?
Linjuni was attacked, yes.
Yeah, do you know what happened?
Not particularly. We were crossing the bridge, and I was feeling nauseous leading up to the bridge. And then
something must have. They tell me that something attacked Junie, but all I remember was just a wave of overwhelming nauseousness, needing to sit down to throw up, sort of all at once, and that technically is a little harder to control than it may seem. So I remember hearing isn't the right word, but sort of some sort of grasp of desperation, or it's hard to explain. Something else, whatever the thing is that attacked Junie, I definitely connected with it. But it was a little too much.
Too much for you to handle.
Yeah, it was kind of like this, and you immediately hear, if here is the right word, thousands upon thousands of like voiceless voices that are talking and yelling and whispering and screaming, and you can't make out words, but they're there, and it's like you can feel the vibration of speech and people like breathing on to your brain, and like they're speaking, but it like sort of gives you full body like whoo type of shivers. And that is sort of what she sends to your head.
Ow.
Oh, sorry. I forget that people aren't used to that.
I kind of used to it, but not that particular sense.
Yeah, your brain is a little weird.
You wouldn't be the first to say that. Another question. Do you know anything about a void ring?
No, I can't say I do.
Do you know anything about the Edexani?
I don't think so. I'm not very good with, like, technical terms? I don't really know.
Okay. Last thing, and this is kind of a freak to freak conversation. Have you ever seen like someone inscribed with a glyph and like it transported them somewhere? Or just a glyph in general doing something?
Well, there's a lot of sort of what could be described as glyphs down here in Old Fair. Usually they're ancient Faerun texts. Sometimes they're written on walls. Sometimes they're in spells. It kind of just varies. I don't really know how to read it. Sometimes depending on who I commune with, they can read it, and then I'll know what it says, so to speak. But myself, I never really studied it. There's a lot of glyphs and ancient Faerun down here, though.
Would any of your friends have studied those?
Good question. Tiger and Crescent probably haven't. Walter might know. He tends to be pretty good with records and archaeology and kind of knowing everything. Junie wouldn't have known. Junie's a doctor. Q might know. You could probably ask. It just kind of depends for them.
Okay. And last question. why have you not opened your eyes this entire time?
Oh. Well, I can tell you were coming. I didn't think I'd need to see you. Do I need to see you?
No, it was just a question. Most people don't, so
Don't see you coming?
don't see me.
Interesting. You are a freak. Welcome. Well, if you ever need me, I sometimes create code words, but your brain's pretty unique. So if you ever need anything, I think I'll know your brain if you call out.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, word. Cool.
And I'll
Speed dial.
I'll go back to the other two. It was nice talking to you.
It was good to talk to you too. You hear it in your head.
Okay,
she
that's
just-
weird.
Not that nice.
She closes her eyes and goes back to the wall.
Bohdi goes back to those two and he just kind of looks at the two of you. He's trying to talk in their heads to see if he can do it.
What are you doing?
Okay, apparently it doesn't work for all the freaks.
Oh, freak? Are you calling us freaks? What the hell?
No, I'm a freak.
No, you're not. What?
That's what Tiger said.
Well, Tiger's a fucking idiot. Look at him.
We didn't call you a freak, did he?
Indirectly.
People that kind of work with the phenomenon kind of stuff, I'm assuming, is like...
Well, then we're all freaks.
Right, but, you know, jocks like Tiger. Dickheads. I know the types of men like Tiger. Fucking douche.
Did you learn anything?
Not really. I do know that something attacked them down there, wherever they were, and it gave Isla, who's similar to me in the way that she's different, and it overwhelmed her.
We learned that Adoxani might be killable if we can remove all shadow from the room that they're in.
Noted. From what I understand about light and shadow, that's not an easy thing to do.
Why is that?
Where there is light, there is shadow most of the time.
Unless we have a completely vacant room with no texture or corners for anything to hide behind.
Or if you're in unabridged.
I suppose that's
Most
an
things
option.
aren't.
But if we were going to try and trap Zachariah, my trump card has been pulled.
This is true.
Hmm.
This is true. I don't know if it's... I don't know what killing him nets us overall, but it could benefit us to trap him, to weaken him, to get him to make a deal that's better for us than it is for him. I don't think he's any use to us dead.
I also learned that maybe Q or Walter might know something about Billie.
Yeah, we need to find her.
Walter does seem to know a lot.
So we
So-
can talk to those two.
It's probably worth chatting with.
And then I'd like to look at Junie to see what maybe, if something is residual there from whatever attacked him.
I agree. I have a bad feeling about whatever's in that ravine.
Agreed.
So let's Q's with Judy, right?
Mhm.
Yes, Q is with Junie.
Let's head that direction.
You walk over to Q and Junie looks peaceful, but they very clearly like unconscious style of peaceful, not like I'm sleeping. They have a blanket that covers shoulders down, and there's no visible markings on the face or neck or anything like that. Q sort of notes you all as you approach, and they're sort of just like, hello.
Q.
Hello.
Hi, we have we've been asking your colleagues a couple of questions, and we wanted to ask you a couple as well, if that's all right.
Sure.
Do you want to steer that boat, Bohdi? You're the one that talked to Isla last.
Do you know about runes?
Yeah, I know about a decent amount of ancient Farron stuff.
We had a friend had one inscribed on her person, and then it glowed, and she transported somewhere.
Okay. Do you know what the runes looked like?
Would we have remembered what it looked like?
We rolled for
You
focus.
may roll focus. I'll allow any of you to roll it.
4.
You would have enough recollection. You can't read ancient Farron, but you probably have enough to like sketch what you think it was real quick. So I'll allow you to do that if you guys want to.
I take
Mhm.
out my sketchpook and I doodle it real quick.
And Q sort of like looks at it. Yeah, I don't think that's quite right, but
Alright.
and they sort of sketch a few things out and they look back a little bit. And they're like, you said it like transported them?
Yeah, she had like these weird script light that circled her, and she left.
Okay. And it wasn't like a phenomena, right? It was
Not that
ancient Farron script.
it was that.
Okay. So if it's ancient Farron script, without phenomena being involved, it's probably alchemical. In the time of the emperors, I wouldn't say it was in communion with our world, but they utilized magic and the phenomena quite a bit. So alchemists sort of had all different rituals in place to do a couple different things. Transport is a little tricky. They tend to be a bit more technical. You really only knew them if you were higher up in the circle, because if you get them wrong, you kind of lose vital parts of people. They're usually targeted by the last glyph in the sequence. So the last glyph, assuming it's similar to what you put, that would be kind of the old Farron world for vault, if that makes sense.
Okay. Another question.
Yeah.
And this ties into him.
Oh,
What?
it's Junie.
Yeah. What happened down there? What do you recall happened?
Well, we're crossing the bridge over a ravine, and Tiger and Walter were already past it. Isla was just starting to cross, and then our lineup is Junie, then me, then Crescent. And Isla sort of collapsed. I don't know, she was sort of holding her head, and she collapsed, and then this thing jumped out of the ravine, sort of like under the bridge almost, and it latched onto Junie. It got sort of the lower half of him. I tried to help. I wasn't much effect. Crescent was able to, well, in all honesty, just and chucked it back into the ravine. We never heard it hit the bottom, though. Or honestly hit anything.
What did it look like?
Kind of humanoid. It had really long sort of limbs. It had almost like fingers that shaped into claws. And sort of like a twisted kind of depiction of a face. Its eyes were sort of like a blackish gold. And the rest of it just kind of looked corrupted, moldy.
Did it leave any scars on Junie?
Yeah. And they pull down the blanket, and you can see sort of on their side, there are almost what look like handprints with the claws, but they look as if they're sort of like dug in a little and then like ripped off from where Crescent probably ripped the creature off. They're kind of like a singed sort of texture around them and inside.
Can I see if I recognize what this would look like?
You can.
It's a 1.
I saw the 6.
I also got a 6.
You two haven't really seen it before. It's very clear that it's recent. It's very clear that it's damaging. It has almost like a burn-like texture, like when you get burned, except the sort of singe marks on it are more like when you burn the edge of paper rather than like flesh. It reappears on your face instantly. And it starts to scorch like there is a hot iron against your face. And you take a point of bleed, a point of body. And in this moment, you begin to wake up. And that's where we'll take our break.
Dude, please!
everyone, and welcome to 5 Gyms in a Trench Coat.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
What's that?
You want to know what 5 Gyms in a Trench Coat is? Let us tell you.
It's the adhesive that keeps the fragile pieces of my sanity together.
Well, okay, Jesse, what it actually is a narrative-driven TTRPG actual play where 5 friends take turns weaving stories through the tabletop game of their choice.
Of their choice?
Each season?
Each season.
That's pretty cool.
I disagree.
Oh.
I feel it's the adhesive.
So, like, you guys aren't all in a trench coat?
No, we're definitely in a trench coat.
How does that work?
Get her.
Before I'm caught, you can check out 5 Gyms in a Trench Coat just about anywhere you get your podcasts, or you can check out our website at 5gymsinatrenchcoat.com. Oh my god, they really are all in a trench coat.
you start to wake up, and you are kind of very gently, like, positioned in the floor, on the floor, as if you were kind of like sleeping, and you have a little blanket laid over you, and it's fuzzy and it's warm as you start to wake up, and as like the fuzziness sort of leaves your vision, you can see the feet of the person that was sitting in that rocking chair in front of you.
I'm gonna look up and see who it is.
The body, as you look up, is humanoid, but it's frail, it's fragile. The skin is very taut to where you can see the outlines of the bone on the hands and the arms. There's no fat, there's no muscle. It's just kind of a skeleton with skin. And as you go up to the face, the face is sort of the same. It's sunken in. It is almost looks like it's gonna rip. If you were to pull farther, it could just come apart. The lips are sort of dry and charred. The nose is like a weird sort of crooked texture. But the eyes are eyes you recognize. This is James.
I stand up, unsteady. I take a few steps back, and I look at him. James, you look so different.
He just kind of looks at you. He's like, they don't really give me mirrors in this place.
Who's they? Who? Where did you go?
Whoa. Calm down, kid. You're okay, have a seat.
And I look around for a seat.
There's one behind you.
I place my hand down and I slowly sit down. And I look back at him. Where did you go?
Well, that night was kind of, strange, I guess. Well, I don't know how you got here, but
I joined Candela to find you. All these years I've been looking for you. You were my only source of happiness. I tried so hard to be what you were for me. And what? You just don't look the same.
I haven't been the same.
What do they do to you?
This is, the thing that attacked us. They tell me it's called, Adaxani. I don't know.
The Adaxani got to you, too?
That's the thing that, the cases. You remember the cases.
They were about the Adaxani.
Yeah, all the missing people, all the people, the witnesses that couldn't remember, the things like that. That's what I was looking into. I'd reached out. Well, I had tried to reach out to anyone who knew anything, and I guess it got spooked, and it attacked me when I called. I knew something was watching, but That's why I called you, because I figured you were the only person who wouldn't think I was crazy. It attacked us. And then they tell me I should be dead, but I don't know. Picked me up, brought me here. They keep me updated sometimes on you and your life and the outside world, but
They don't let you see me?
well, I assumed there was a reason for it. They seemed to know what they were doing. I asked, though. I asked a lot. It took them a while to even sort of talk to me like I was human.
Are you human?
That's a great question. I don't know, kid. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I feel human. I think human.
Are you dying?
Yeah.
How soon?
I don't know. Not much longer, I'd assume. Surprised they let you come here. Is it to say goodbye?
They didn't really let me come here. Naomi. Do you know her?
No.
She gave me this glyph and it led me straight to you. I didn't really have a choice.
Huh. I'm not surprised you found a way to get here.
That's what I was trying to do this whole time. Do you remember those nights when I was up late studying and I was too deep in my books and you'd bring me an ice cream? And we'd watch a movie together.
You liked, orange vanilla swirl, but you made me take out the stick and put it in a bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we could do that again?
I think they'd let me have a little ice cream.
Is there any way to get you out of here? Is there any way to save you at all?
I don't think I'd take you up on the offer if we could. I'm old now. I'm withered. I don't know that there's much out there anymore.
I know a doctor.
Yeah, they've had a lot of doctors come here. That's what they call them anyways. I don't know what kind of doctors they work with, but a lot of doctors. They've been able to keep me living in here for now. But I don't think time works the same here.
How does it work?
I don't know that answer. I've never left.
Where are we?
What I understand, it's some sort of a vault, some sort of a space that they keep people affected by things.
Can I do a sense check?
Absolutely.
Please? 2 4s.
There is a lot of bleed in this room, and it's a little odd that it's not affecting you at all. Could be affecting him, but he's clearly been here for a long time. I would say that you can sense that whatever is in here is definitely contained in here.
James, do they
Do they keep something in here with you?
I think it's just me. When they first brought me back, it was sort of kind of like a hospital room. And then I asked when they realized I could still think. They started giving me things like fireplace and the carpet and the rocking chair, make it feel like home.
How can we reach out to them? Is there anything that...
What do you mean? You said you work for Candela.
I don't have a way of reaching out to them now, I suppose. My friends, I think they know where I'm at. I hope they know. How am I gonna get out?
That's not a question I know, kid. But you're welcome to stay here with me as long as you want.
I'll stay.
Alright. Pull up a seat.
Okay.
So, they only let me know a few things, so you gotta update me. How's the cat?
He's doing so good. He's eating canned food all on his own now.
That's cute.
And he only needs 2 litter boxes, not 3.
Oh, see, improvements get made.
And he loves catnip.
Oh, he always did. Yeah. Always did.
Cucumber Jr.
Anything more you want from this moment?
I'm not able to touch him without getting damage. I'm just gonna hover a hand as if I'm pretending to touch him, but I'm not gonna actually touch him. Just say I wish I could give you one last hug.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Maybe we can ask them for some ice cream.
Yeah, I guess we could. They usually come to me. I don't have any way to ring a bell or ask for them. They kind of come my direction every once in a while. I think they're waiting for me to go.
They're waiting for you to go?
I probably don't have much left to give them.
I don't want you to go.
Oh, kid. I know.
You were the only thing that kept me so determined. I always tried to bring your joy everywhere I went. I wasn't this happy before. When you met me, I was so alone. And then you brightened up my world. And then just like that, you were gone.
Yeah. Although, I don't think that's fully true.
What do you mean?
I kind of remember me being the one with all the notebooks and the anxiety and the, oh my god, people are missing. And turns out you're the one who jumped into the magical phenomena business and started researching and going to things. And
I was just so fascinated by it all, but you gave me the courage I needed to actually be myself.
No, kid, you are always yourself. You don't need me for that.
Thanks, James.
I gotcha. For a little longer anyway, before I kick the bucket. And he just sort of smiles at you and he asks you to tell him more of the outside world and everything that's happening since he's been gone, the year or so that he's been gone.
I tell him all about Bohdi and Sully and Jaxxon and Ellie Mae and all the adventures. And I sit in the rocking chair. I bounce back and forth as I'm talking to him. Just like we were old friends again.
We fade from this spot to go back to the three of you, where we have just seen the details of Junie's scars, injury that is left over.
Does it look bad?
It's
Well, it
fully
looks the
back.
same as before, so you actually look more normal now than I've ever seen.
Thanks.
What happened? Why did it come back?
I think I know what's in the ravine. And, it's not good.
What is it?
Before I was honorably discharged from the armed forces, there was an accident that everyone was told was a freak grenade that exploded and killed about six of my friends and got me in the face pretty bad, and that's what everyone's been told has happened to my face. There was a man named Edward Bennett. Eddie. I'm the only one that survived the attack. He was possessed by something and turned corrupted into something I couldn't recognize, and I watched him kill so many people like it was nothing, like they were just... like they were sand. Just kicked through them like they were nothing. And I tried to stop him, and I thought maybe he was still in there.
And you think that's him in the ravine?
I thought he died. Everyone, Candela, told me he died that night. But that's not true. And knowing that he's alive, and knowing those scars on Junie, and this scar is now back on my face, it's either him or it's something like him. And it's bad.
What do you want to do?
Run and hide. But we need to take it down. It ends here. I don't know what we need to prepare. I don't know what to do, but I'm not leaving this fucking ravine until he's fucking dead.
Jaxxon crosses his arms and bounces his tongue around in his mouth and says, well, if you'll come with me after this is over, I'll help you take this thing down.
Fine.
Extends a hand.
You hear Q kind of be like, if you know what it is and you kill it, please tell us. But well, I'm not sure why you guys are actually here. But thanks.
It's pretty complicated, but we are here for a reason besides whatever's in the ravine.
Okay.
Why were you guys sent here?
Well, we're recoverers, explorers.
Were you sent to recover something specific?
No, we were just trying to go to an old site. You pass the ravine with the bridge, pass by an outcropping, relatively safe. There's a little bleed on the walls, but it's not harmful. You go through the unscathed alley, and you come across sort of this, like, kind of like a vault, or a, maybe a better term is just like a prison. But we were trying to recover some things from the prison. We just met the creature along the way. We've been there a couple of times. We've never had this happen. But It's old fare for you.
Is the prison still in use?
No, nothing down here is in use anymore. It's from the time of probably ancient fare, and I don't even know if it's old fare, but I'm not really even sure what they would have used it for. It's just kind of got like bars, hence prison.
Where's the apothecarium?
Oh, that's inside the unscathed alley. If you guys cross the ravine we did, go past the little outcropping, you'll know it when you see it. It's entirely preserved and beautiful, honestly. It's one of the shops in there.
I think we should go there. I also think that we should deal with what's in the ravine, but I don't know how.
Well, first time I dealt with it, I wasn't exactly successful, so I'd say as much firepower in a sense as we can.
Do you have any weapons?
I have a gun, a normal handgun.
You?
I don't.
I have a dagger, small dagger.
Do you guys have any weapons that we could?
You would have to ask Tiger or Crescent. They're really the only two that carry weapons.
Fine.
We should ask Tiger.
I'll go to Tiger and I'll ask.
He's just kind of like sitting there, like drawing shit in the little like sandy rock portion where he's like carving out his alphabet.
Oh.
And he's just like,
hey, sorry to bother you.
What?
Well, we were planning on helping you out with whatever was in the ravine. We have to get past it anyways to carry on the business that brought us here in the first place. Do you have anything that could do any significant damage to a phenomenon?
Well, I mean, yeah, Crescent might if you're looking for weapons. It depends. How good are you with your hands?
I'm fine enough with my hands.
Alright. Give me a second. And he goes into one of the tents. And he comes back out with a box. And then like kind of what looks like a shovel. But it's like this big. And it doesn't have a handle on the end. It's more like a stick with like kind of like a spade with a little end. And he comes back out and he's like, so apparently Crescent don't like nobody using his axe. But I guess he's got this thing. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's got a pointy end on it, so you can use that. Don't ask me what it does. I don't ask Crescent questions they don't answer. These, and he opens it. Now these fuckers are mine. They're my second pair. So if you lose them, you own.
That's
and he
fair.
pulls out these solid gold gloves.
Oh.
But they're not just like gloves.
Like gauntlets.
They are like gauntlets, like firepower style, like pointy knuckles. They've got big grip things to hold them in place. You like wrap them. Yeah, they're that kind of things. He's like, now, I don't know what y'all did for Circle Wise. I don't know what you know, what you don't know. Gold's the shit. That's what they use in ancient times to protect from bleed. A lot of times it'll do some damage. Might not kill whatever you're looking for. It might kill what you're looking for. I don't fucking know. But gold does damage.
Okay. Appreciate it. We'll do our best to return them.
Cool. Don't die.
That's the goal.
I want to take the little shovel thing. Do I sense anything coming off of it?
Roll sense.
2 6s and
Whoa.
a 4.
This little shovel thing is odd because you are positive it does something, but there's no bleed radiating from it. There's nothing you see with your eyes. It just kind of looks like a little toy shovel. Like, it's small. But somehow, some way, you're positive it does something.
Okay.
Perfect.
It does something. I'll keep the shovel if that's fine.
Go for it. They would kind of relay to you. You go sort of back down the path you take, but take the like opposite fork in the road, and it'll eventually lead you. It's kind of a one-way route. Place that looks traveled. Go through the ravine, along the little outpost, into the unscathed alley.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the way, I'm gonna talk to you two.
What's up, Bohdi?
I think Billie might be at the Pharaohs.
Why?
They mentioned a vault, and I feel like I've heard of their vault being there.
With the Pharaohs, yes, it is a vault.
Yes.
But why would Naomi give her a rune to travel to a place we were already in?
Well, we weren't in we were in a specific part of the Pharaohs. Maybe she gave Billie a key to get to that part.
That's fair.
How would we get a key then? If we need a key to get it, how are we gonna acquire that?
That I don't know.
Perfect.
It's also just a hunch.
Fair.
I don't know if there's some way to contact Billie.
I want to call out to Isla in my head.
Hello.
Oh.
Hi. Quick question.
Yeah.
Your abilities, can you contact anyone anywhere?
Yeah.
So could you contact our friend Billie?
I could try. It's a little hard if I haven't been in someone's mind before. They might not react great.
Well, she's a happy person, so I'm sure she'll be happy about it.
Oh, great. Could you tell me something special about something that's like unique to her?
Out loud, I'll say, I contacted Isla. You mentioned getting a hold of Billie. I'm trying to see if maybe she could get a hold of her.
Oh, that's possible.
And you're just talking to Isla long distance?
She says I have a weird mind, so
Alright.
I was able to do it. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's fun. That's alright.
But it doesn't work on you guys. I really don't get it. But I'm a different brand than she is, I guess.
Okay.
And then back to Isla.
I got you.
She has a cat that she really likes.
Okay.
Named Cucumber Jr.
Okay. That's a pretty unique thought. I could look for that one. It'll take me a little bit of time. Okay, hold on.
Okay, she's gonna work on it, I guess. I don't really know how this works. I just...
Well, it's better than nothing. Thanks, Bohdi.
You come across this ravine where it's like a huge, dark, void, rocky drop-off. And there is a plank, wooden style, like rope attached to one end. That goes to the opposite end. Bridge is intact. It's just a little plank bridge. There's no railings or anything.
It's rope. Like a
So
rope.
it's rope and then plank, rope, plank, rope, plank.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Steppable distance. You don't have to hop or anything, but
Okay.
Yep.
How far across is the ravine? Give me a survey.
No, maybe football field or so.
Oh, so
fuck.
it's
It's
a large
big.
ravine. What's the lighting situation?
It's dark down
Okay.
here. You could have taken a lantern with you. That's fine. No one needs to claim it. But it's still relatively dark. Like, you can
Okay.
see a little glistening of the dew as it comes off the rock walls, but that's about it.
Okay. And there's no, like, we're underground, right? There's no.
You are underground,
Okay,
yeah.
Can we tell how far
Down?
Yeah, can I throw a rock?
Sure, you can throw a rock down.
A sizable rock.
Big
Not too big.
You hear, like,
Medium.
you can hear it, like, bouncing off the wall a little bit when you drop it. So there's a bit of, like, tunk, donk, donk. And then you don't hear anything.
How long until what's the interval of time between those dunks?
What a technical question for a don't.
I
love it.
We're gathering information.
Maybe, like, the first two, maybe, like, a minute. That third one took maybe another 2 minutes.
This is
deep. Fuck.
This is so deep. I will volunteer to walk the plank.
All right. Is it just you walking it at the moment?
I'm happy to do this for you guys.
No.
Well, I'm not happy, but I will do it.
Everybody walking it?
I will go last.
Okay. Everybody roll me move.
I got a 4.
I got a 3.
I got 2.
You're not having any trouble. So the forward motion of both of you back to back is a little much for this bridge. It doesn't break per se.
Oh.
But in this moment of time, there's a little piece where you start to slip a little. And you kind of like almost slip off the edge with like one foot. But you're right behind him, so it's a bit of you being like that, but then also he's falling off with this, you're like, ah! And then it's a bit of like both of you guys kind of be like, and then waiting, and you're fine.
It's close.
You need to slow the fuck down. Bohdi, are you okay?
I'm fine. You guys are.
Bodhi's like all the way back there.
I'm like...
You do make it across, all three of you, unscathed.
Can I make a sense roll to see if like anything was watching us during that?
You enter into the unscathed alley. It's very clear when you get to this section. It's about 6 blocks of kind of city streets and shops and a big old fountain that is completely untouched. It looks brand new from the days of Old Fair. There is gold lining throughout it. There is silver. There's all sorts of things. First and in front of you, which is very, very big, right underneath where the well in New Fair for the Countess Market would sit, is in your presence this weird amalgamation of grotesque faces that are attached to each other in this globulous form, and out of each mouth spurts water that then goes into this culture at the bottom for the tank, and it seems to be refilling itself. It's clear water. Seems to be fresh water. And you pass by a few different shops, the clothing ones. You pass by one called the Fowl House in a little sign above it. And there is the scent of fresh meats, and you can see some hanging out front like a butcher shop would. Completely intact, completely fresh. And there is a sort of room towards the back that looks very like gray and dismal compared to the rest of everything that's out here, which would be your apothecarium. Everyone roll sense. 5. It takes you a moment, and you don't see them quite as well, but you two can see there are these like ghostly figures that sort of wisp through the street. A few wisp back and forth in between shops. Some seem to converse with each other. They notice you, but they don't seem alarmed. They just continue on their passage.
Can I walk up to one of the ghosts?
Yeah.
I'll say, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I am doing well, thank you.
My name's Jaxxon.
Hello, Jaxxon.
I'm looking to get to the bottom of that ravine, not too far back. Do you know how I could do that?
I don't know of any ravine, Jaxxon.
Have you been outside of the city?
I've lived here all my life. It's a lovely town.
What are your feelings on the apothecary?
I don't know of any apothecary.
You don't?
No.
And you say you've lived here all your life?
Yes.
How old are you?
Oh.
That's silly. You don't ask a woman her age. That's silly.
Thank you for what was your name?
My name is Mrs. Cardwile.
Cardwile?
Yes.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Cardwile.
Thank you. Try out the flower shop. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Goodbye. She continues down the street. All right.
I
love her.
Not helpful, but interesting. They don't know. The person I spoke with doesn't know of any apothecary, which makes me wonder if they can't see it or if it's known as a different building. I'm not sure.
As you go towards it, we fade back to you, and you are talking with James, informing him of everything and anything, and he's sort of giving you a sweet little smile and listening intently. Roll sense.
4.
Roll focus.
6.
As you're talking and you're having this conversation with him, you start to feel those itchy hands in your head again.
Oh, God. The hands in my brains have traveled to the rest of my body. So now I can feel like tingly sensations in times of like danger or distrust. So like that feeling that I got like before I touched James, I kind of get like something like that.
So you're getting the tingly, scritching hands all over. But you're very in tuned in this moment and in this space. And you're aware that it's not the same as last time. This feels less like, and more like, tickle, 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 tickle. It's very soft and it's very gentle. Still weird, but it's soft and it's gentle. And you hear in your head, hello, do you have a cat named Cucumber Jr.?
James.
What? What's wrong?
Did you hear that?
No.
I think I'm going bonkers.
That sounds about right.
I heard a voice in my head. It asked me about Cucumber.
That's a little weird.
I know. Do I answer it? I'm gonna close my eyes. Be like, yeah. What do you want to know about Cucumber? Who are you?
Oh, great. I have the right person. He was right. Your brain is very happy. Your friend, Bohdi reached out. They're trying to find you.
Bohdi!
Yeah. Where are you?
I'm in the vault with James. I don't think there's a way out. I don't even know if there's a way in.
Vault with James. No way out, no way in. Okay, I can relay this info. Give me 2 seconds. Goodbye.
Bohdi, you hear in your head.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I found your friend. They said they're in a vault. No way in,
That information is very unhelpful. But I appreciate you doing that.
Oh, what do you want me to ask?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
Is she okay?
That's a great question. Goodbye. You come back to your head, and she sort of goes, "Hello."
Hi.
Your friend said you're unhelpful.
What?
He wanted to know if you were okay.
I'm unhelpful?
That's what he said.
Okay, wow. Damn, Bohdi. I'm not, like...
You're not okay?
Well, not really.
That's not good.
But I'm not, like, dying.
That's good.
But James is dying.
I don't know who that is.
They might know.
Okay.
So James is dying.
Okay.
Because of the adducts.
Got it.
And Candela is keeping him here.
Oh.
So tell them to maybe... Hold on, let me talk to James real quick. James!
What the hell is going on in your head?
I don't know. I usually don't.
You made some interesting friends, huh?
One of them doesn't have a shadow.
Cool.
And the other one's really cool, and it's like this scar.
I always wanted a scar.
Well, you...
Oh, don't make a joke.
I'm so sorry.
Don't you dare make a joke to a dying man.
Dropped it in there. I don't know if I should cry or laugh, James. Now, do you know if there's by any chance we could get Candela, someone from Candela, or like any chance to get them in here or me out?
Well, I don't know how you came in.
The glyph. The glyph.
Okay.
There was a glyph on my hand. Isla.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Good.
Can I like describe the glyph to you, and can you send that to Bohdi?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay, so I describe. Do I remember?
Yep,
Okay.
you have it on you.
I have it on me. Okay, so I described the glyph in like very intricate details. I don't know if Bohdi can do magic or if you can, Isla.
I don't do magic. I just talk in people's heads.
Okay, that's good enough. I'm sure you can.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bohdi, she pulls back up to you.
Hello.
Hi.
Your friend described to me a glyph on their hand. Do you want it?
I'm pretty sure I already have that.
Oh, okay. They said something about someone named James dying. I can try one more time if you want. I'm a little tired, but I think I got one more.
No, I feel like I know what we need to do.
Okay, I'll go tell your friend that you're trying to get her out. Good luck. Goodbye.
She peers at your head.
Hello.
Hi.
So your friend said he already has your glyph. But they said they think they know how to get you out. And that they're gonna work on it.
Can you tell him that it hurts my feelings when he calls me unhelpful?
Oh, I'm not a therapist. I just talk to people in their heads.
What? You told me about it.
Well, I relayed what he said.
Okay. Well, I'm saying, I guess.
You're saying it, but I don't wanna. I don't think it was. I don't like that.
Okay.
Well, your cat's cute.
How do you know what it looks like?
Goodbye! As this interaction fades, We come back to the three of you, and you're headed towards the apothecarium. Outside of the apothecarium, there are these two really big barrels. They're just look like brand new wood. They've got like little gold trim on them. And you hear like movement, kind of like slushing inside one of them.
Real quick, would we have seen Bohdi talking to Isla, or was he talking?
It's in his head.
Right, but like last time he kind of just froze, and so I think we would have.
Might have clocked something.
Right, so I would say before we go anywhere, Bohdi, did you talk to Isla again?
I did. She really didn't give us a lot of stuff that we didn't already kind of know. But what I did learn is that she is with James.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And apparently he's not doing very well.
Oh.
At least she's not alone, I guess.
No. But there's also... She's in the vault again. The word, I mean. And there's no way in or a way out for her.
Well, fuck.
And I have a bad feeling that the person we need to go see is the one that we kind of can't anymore.
Naomi?
Yeah.
You go to sort of like try to open it, and it's pretty welded shut. But as you try, this sort of really small wraith pops out of it. And she just kind of looks at you, and she's like,
Hello. Sorry, did I disturb your barrel? I
Are
just
you
heard.
going in my daddy's shop?
Who's your daddy?
He runs the apothecary.
Then yes. Are you alright?
He told me to wait out here in the barrel because he said bad things were coming.
Oh.
I never went back in, but he never came back out.
When did he tell you that?
I don't know.
Oh. Well,
Does the wraith look different than the ghosts?
same thing.
Okay.
Cool.
How big is this?
She's just a child. She's maybe like 6 or 7.
Well, we'll go into your daddy's shop and we'll ask about whether or not you're allowed to come back inside.
Thank you.
What's your name, darling?
My name's Lily.
All right, Lily. We will clear that up for you. All right?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You can tell that there's a very clear line between these barrels sitting outside the door and the outside wall, and then the inside is trashed. There is broken glass on the floor, there are crumbling stones, there are remnants of furniture, but most of it's been like chewed out or corroded or things like that. There is a few scraps of paper here or there, but also sort of like worn and wet and torn. This inside looks like it's ruins versus the rest of the alley.
Is there any lanterns that I can light with our lantern?
Inside? No.
Okay. Are there any like posts or hanging chains I could place our lantern on to give us?
Yeah, you could definitely place it up there to see the whole space.
Great.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Okay.
Just to clarify, what do you mean it's more ruins than the alley?
The alley's pristine.
Okay.
Time is caught up with this area.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the easiest way to put it, is this section aged.
Okay.
Your alley never aged.
I see.
It is as if you walked 2 millennia ago in the alley.
And do we see any of the ghost people in here?
No. No bodies, no ghost people, no nothing.
Can we do a survey?
Go for it.
1.
2.
It's very much like if there was anything of substance here, it's kind of gonna be gone.
Are all the papers, or any of the papers that are strewn about legible?
No. This specific section for some sort of reason, has been excluded from the rest of the alley aging. You can kind of tell by how specific and very, very finite of detail the bleed is carved around the inside of this apothecary versus like, oh, it doesn't touch here. It's very intricately like this apothecary, that it was definitely on purpose. There's no way it accidentally didn't get affected by a spell or something like that. Something occurred here where whatever was done to create the rest of it not aging was specifically done to also make sure this one did.
Is there any light? Is there any flora in this space?
There is. There's no living flowers, but you can see on the walls, some of the stone, where there's still stone that hasn't fallen, there appears to be like drawings of a certain flower or something.
Sully, can you sketch this?
Sure.
In case we need it.
Does it look like a child drew them?
It does.
The wraith that I spoke to in the alley told me to go to the flower shop. So,
If I recall, she also said she didn't know about this place.
yeah,
But the little girl did.
yeah.
And it sounds like the little girl was placed outside of the apothecary intentionally.
So something had to happen in here. Is there like doors or anything like?
Not really.
Or what about like drawers or like anything like I can open that might be concealing something?
There are a few maybe like crumbling, less furniture and more like maybe the wall has caved in a little bit on top of other things that used to be there. You could probably find maybe like a few remnants of plant life or growth in this section. And you can find kind of like scuff marks on the ground.
Like something was moved?
Yes, but more erratic.
Is there any glassware with any liquid?
There is a singular, kind of like really, really moldy at this point. I don't know if I'd still consider it liquid. But it would have been like the dealings of like a little glass face with kind of like a dead weed in it. You see a little see-through face peeking in through the windows that are no longer there. It's Lily. She's looking at you.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey,
That's my flower.
do you want me to put it back? Or do you want it?
Yeah, can I help it?
Oh.
Jaxxon goes to give it to her.
She takes it. I used to collect these.
What are they called?
There's a lot more. Do you want to see them?
Yeah, absolutely.
She goes into the barrel, and she comes back out of the barrel looking like she's holding something, but you guys don't see anything.
Oh.
There are lots of the barrels are filled with flowers.
Oh.
I like these flowers. My daddy says they're really important. And he says they do cool things, and we should always have flowers. So I put them on the walls, and I put them in a vase.
What kind of cool things?
Daddy said that these are flowers that never die. And so if you keep them with you and you keep them in your space, then you'll live forever too.
You got any flowers to spare, Lily?
Yeah, you can take some from the barrel.
Yay.
Yeah.
Did you get them from the flower shop?
Well, we're kind of a flower shop. I used to, with my friends, I used to take some of the flowers and I give them some so that they could put them in their rooms.
Oh.
I take some flowers. Jaxxon takes some flowers.
Yeah, you open the barrel and it is filled to the brim with these kind of pinkish gray, very soft, very small petaled flowers.
Beautiful.
Have we seen that before?
You've not. Does look like the flower drawings though on the wall inside the apothecary.
Where is your dad, Lily?
Is he not in the apothecary?
We don't see him.
He must be
What's
out
his
right
name?
now.
Daddy never told me his name. I just called him Daddy. But he was still in the apothecary when he put me in the barrel. So I just thought he would come back out, but then 2 people went in and nobody came out.
Who else went in?
There are these 2 people, and they had like big robes.
Big robes.
Yeah, and you know the kind that the funny people at the Emperor's house wear. And they have like they do the magic tricks. That's those people were coming in. And there are 2 of those people that came in to speak with Daddy, but they never came out. I don't know. There was a big well, it was kind of like a big flash of light, but it was kind of like a big flash of darkness.
A big flash of darkness. How does that work?
I don't know. It's like all the lights went out.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So my friend says that you should be able to channel it again. Do you remember what was happening when you got called through it?
I was having some distress.
Oh. Was it about the place you went?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, your friend's dying.
James?
I think no. The
Bohdi?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I
my
think-
god. Oh my god. Can I like pat at the sigil? I'm like, can I go?
Yeah. I think he's in they said they were going to the unscathed alley. It's just like pristine portion, but he's dying.
I'm going.
Oh, okay.
Sigil, take me to the unscathed alley.
Okay, good luck. You better hurry. Goodbye.
James.
And he's like, what are you doing? Are you leaving?
I don't know. Is it working?
It's working.
Oh, okay. James. I think this is the last time we're gonna see each other.
Yeah. That's okay.
I gotta go save my friends.
Live your life, sweetheart.
Thank you for everything. And I go.
The light engulfs you again. And you whoosh, and you're gone. We go back to the 3 of you.
The 2 men she was talking about, does that like ring any bells for any of us? Like their garb?
The garb, the emperor, alchemists is
Okay.
definitely what they would have been.
Draw Zachariah.
Oh.
I want to show it to Lily.
The son of the magicians.
Oh.
Oh.
Good. That's good. That's good. Thank you for letting us know. That's an important detail.
Yeah. They walked through. I don't know what they talked about with my daddy, but lots of people have come through here that kind of look like you guys. They always go in, and they don't find much. They try to take things from the alley, but the alley doesn't let them.
What happens to them if
What do you mean?
Well, the thingies disappeared.
Oh, they turned to dust. Right. I do recall that.
But they took something from my daddy's shop and it didn't disappear. They were excited about it.
What?
Was it a ring?
The ring.
Yeah.
Nah.
My little ring.
Do you know what the ring does? Are you aware what your daddy had in his shop, the ring?
Oh, my daddy didn't have the ring. It was in the magician.
Oh.
Did he leave it?
It didn't seem like somebody who would leave it. Maybe he lost it when the big flash happened.
What did the other one look like?
She was kind of like stern, and she had a bit more of a gloomy look compared to Mr. Magician. Mr. Magician was nice when he would visit.
He came more than once.
Oh yeah, the magicians come. Oh well, they used to come all the time. They were real friendly. They'd make little things for us, and we'd keep Daddy said not to give them flowers, but I think everybody should have a flower. It's pretty.
In this moment, there is a big flash of light in the center of the apothecary, and you poof right out of it.
What? Where were you?
So the glyph took me to go see James. And it was the closure I needed.
I bear tackle you and hug you. I'm so. Do not ever do not disappear like that again. Please, please don't do that.
I'll do my best. As long as no unexpected lights take over.
Alright.
We'll see what happens. What's going on?
This is Lily.
Hello, flower.
And she starts braiding one into your hair.
Oh, this is really nice. Wow. Thank you so much.
Lily told us all about her daddy who owned this flower shop and about some magicians that came to visit her daddy and XYZ everything. I tell her everything.
Zachariah was one of the magicians.
It does sound like that, doesn't it?
Bohdi, you hear in your head,
Hello.
Oh, God. Yes?
Did it work? Is your friend back?
She is. Did you have something to do with that?
I told her you were dying. Q looked into it more after you guys left, recreating whatever took them there would take them out. So they said that they were very upset and trying to find somebody when they disappeared. So I said you were dying to make them upset again, and then I told you we're in the alley. I got it worked. Goodbye, goodbye.
Wait. I have a question.
Okay.
Can you ask Walter, how is an Edexani born?
Sure, 1 second.
Are you talking to that noise in my head?
That's Isla.
You can talk to her too?
I don't know. She was scratching at my brain. She asked about my cat, and she told me you were dead.
Oh, I'm not.
But you're here.
No, Bohdi was dead.
No.
Well, she said she did that to get you back.
I guess it worked.
It sounds like I'm very grateful that she cannot get in my head. It sounds incredibly
It tickles
unpleasant.
a bit.
Oh, good.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so, Walter gave me a really long speech. I'm not sure I caught everything he said, but I kind of go through his brain quickly to try and find things without him talking. So, all I could find, was that Candela doesn't really know, how they're born or how they're made. They think they come straight over from the side, of the flare, and they're just sort of like phenomena. I think somewhere inside of that big old brain of his, it said something about, like, theoretically, you could channel one if you wanted to, since they kind of just suck life energy. You could probably just suck theirs, right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, goodbye!
Are we gonna go see Zachariah?
Well, we actually need to deal with this ravine phenomena first.
Oh.
And then yes, absolutely.
Phenomena. Do you know what kind of phenomenon we're dealing with?
It's humanoid, claw-like hands, some kind of mangled face.
All right, you head to the ravine. It is the same old, voluminous hole with a little bridge across it.
Welcome to
You've
the
never
ravine.
seen it.
I know. What is this, guys?
It's the ravine.
It's the ravine. You know.
I have an idea. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but I can try and reach out to whatever is down there.
It's worth a shot.
Okay.
Just be careful.
I need the light out.
Jaxxon pulls the lantern out.
Out as in extinguished. Sorry.
So you reach out in this total darkness. And it's no longer just like the ravine that is dark, everything is dark. And you can hear the dripping of the little bits of water on the stone. You hear it echoing. And you can hear like a scraping against the walls. You've made connection. What do you want to ask?
I want to ask, are you Eddie?
You get 6 different voices whispering to you, yelling to you, all trying to respond. None of them quite is giving you the answer until you hear one. And it says, maybe? And the voice that answers, the one that is pinpointed between all these different ones in conjunction, in return, asks, can I have her?
No.
Your connection breaks.
I think it's him. And I think he knows you're here.
I think we should get across the ravine. And I'm going last this time.
Okay.
Everybody roll move.
4.
1.
6.
As you all begin to cross with the revelation of this information, you are very wary of what's just been told to you. There's a reason you're going last. There's a reason you're on this bridge, paying attention, ready to go. Gold knuckles already on. You're going first. You've fallen before. You're not falling again. The two of you on the inside. Billie, you've not gone on this bridge before. You are definitely like grabbing on to Jaxxon as you're like trying to get through all these things and keeping yourself stable. Hoping and praying that you're not falling. Bohdi, you can feel the phenomena crawling to you. Take a point of bleed.
Fuck.
I'm out.
What?
That's my 4th.
No.
Yeah.
In this moment, you can feel the bleed starting to rise from the cavern. And you'd communed with it already. You've exchanged voices, thoughts. And it might not be here for you, but it's heard from you. And so it's rising. And as you are crossing this bridge, you feel a hand grab your ankle and pull you through the bridge. You get stuck between like 2 planks. But the force of this like yank and the burning on your ankle, I'm not going to knock you out, but I am going to put you in a point where you can't do much at the moment, based on all the things that are hitting you at once.
Can I use one of my abilities behind me, where I spend 1 nerve to choose an ally in the same scene who is about to take a mark from a phenomenon and then describe what I do, that I take the mark instead?
You can.
Whoa.
You may. It'll erase the scar he just took. So you
But
better
that would give you one.
give me something good.
No.
Too bad.
Hold up.
I see the hand reaching up to take Bohdi, and I rush forward, and I kind of physically move Bohdi ahead a few steps of me, and I look down into the darkness, and I say, Eddie, you can't take anyone else. It's between you and me.
And it latches onto your arm.
Okay.
And it pulls you down to the planks. Take the bleed. Take the scar.
Okay.
I'll turn around and go for her hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the other hand.
Roll control.
3.
I have gauntlets on, also.
You do. Billie, you're in a weird position to try and help on this rope bridge. So it's less of like you grab her arm and more of you're trying to like get low while Bohdi's trying to get high to try and help this person that's behind both of you. Bohdi, you have no luck. You're just kind of like, it was coming for you and it should have been you and it's not you. Billie, you are able to like wrap your arms around a leg.
A leg?
At
So,
this
like,
moment, you are
upside down?
upside down is a little less quite right. It's more like sideways.
Sideways.
I've been like flipped around. I've been manhandled, so now I'm like,
She's kind of being pulled forward through the bridge.
Okay, so I've got your leg.
I will run and do a vaulting jump over all 3 of them, and then grab Sully's hands from the other side.
Okay. Roll move and then strike.
Wow. Double 6s.
You parkour. You somehow, whether you fully leap over or you're just kind of getting through, you are able to get to Sully and grab her by the arm and start pulling her back against this force. You have enough strength to pull her mostly back to her feet. That doesn't mean it's let go. And so it starts to pull out through the bridge as you pull her up, latched onto her arm. You can see it is taking some sort of damage from these gauntlets that you're wearing. It doesn't care. And it's simultaneously crawling up your scar to get to your neck.
Edward Bennett, we've been here before. This isn't happening again. Let me go. Let them go. I know you can hear me. You did before, I know you can again.
And it is looking at you. And its hand is very slowly moving up the side of your scar.
Let them go, Eddie.
To the eye.
Let them go, Eddie.
It starts to curl. Goes to the corner of your eye. Goes in just a little bit. And it recoils backwards. I need you to roll move. 6. As it recoils, there's a moment in this eye contact where you are certain it heard you. But it doesn't want to let go. So you have the choice here. It will take you with it if it can. But you have to let it. Or you can let it go.
I know it's you in there. I love you. I've loved you every day since. And you have to let me go. I'll find you next time. We'll do it again, right? The next time. And I know that because it's you in there, that you'll forgive me for what I have to do. I let it go.
It traces your scar as it falls with its fingertips. But it falls back into the ravine. And in this moment, there is an overwhelming sense of time that was lost, time that was taken, time that is stuck for some people. And we sit in this moment of time. And we wonder if it will ever start again. And that is the end of our series. We are going to go around the table once more. So tell us who you are, tell us who you played, tell us where they can find you.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I play Billie Blaine's, and my Instagram is Lizzie Tries to Be an Artist.
Beautiful.
I'm Reese. I play Bohdi, and my Instagram is reese.anthony.
I'm Molley Boozell. I played Sully, and you can find me on Instagram at MMBK Illustrations.
I'm Dillon Sickels. I play Jaxxon, and you can find everything you need at dillonsickels.com.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us, to my lovely players and performers, as well as the audience. We'll see you for our next journey, either with this circle or without. Goodbye!